And now, introducing the new SneakyG Man store on SD. All you got to do, go on to SD, type in SneakyG Man store, and you could get your very own Are You My Malacca shirt, Samsung cell phone case, or just a cap or a beanie. Let's go Giants. Ow. Hey guys, I appreciate you wanting to enjoy the show. First, I got to give a couple shout outs. First off, I want to give a shout out to dresscomfy.com. She has the latest and greatest for SneakyG Man merch. So please check it out. dresscomfy.com. Also want to give a shout out to 3 a.m. water hydration for the go-getters. Natural spring water. Go get it. Now let's go do the damn thing. Before we do the damn thing, I got to give a shout out to George's Trophies, aka Sergeant M replica trophies. Guys, Father's Day coming up soon. This is the perfect gift. Matter of fact, this is the perfect gift for any occasion. I mean, who wouldn't want a replica Super Bowl trophy of their team? The team that got the ultimate prize, the Lombardi Trophy. So when you get a chance, go to his Facebook page, George's Trophies, a.k.a. Sergeant M's Replica Trophies. Now, we gonna do the damn thing.
You're listening to Make It Count, the SneakyG Podcast on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go Giants. Ow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG. Bro, what is up, my peoples? What is up? Well, since you're asking, Giants lost again to the Baltimore Ravens. A lot to a little. Okay. I don't know how to start the show today. Let me just come clean and just, so every time, okay, let me just give you guys a little history, okay? Not a little history, but I'm going to be honest and real. I love doing these live shows, okay? Because you don't know what's going to happen. It's so live that I have a book here, right? I have a couple books here that I kind of jot down things of things that I want to, hit, kind of like bullets and whatnot, and about the games, about, how bad we played, how good we played. So that, this year it's pretty much how bad we played, and how we don't, we don't see an end in sight. I mean, I'm looking at our schedule. I don't know when we're going to get our next win. Okay. I'm just going to be upfront and honest. I have no clue as to when and where and whom we're going to Atlanta. Okay. Oh my God. See, this is what I'm talking about, the live show. This is what I'm talking about, a live show, right? I can't think of the quarterback's name for the Falcons. Not Pennick. Kirk Cousins. See, this is what I mean by a live show, right? He came off on a decent game, if I'm not mistaken. They won Monday night, so they got a short week, and they're they're going to be looking at the chops. Atlanta's pretty tough at home. A lot of Giant fans are saying that it's going to be a early game for Kurt is no longer the starter. Oh, Alexander. Okay, my bad. We'll see Penix. Kurt got it. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a live show. There's no recording whatsoever. Okay. And I don't know. Okay, so here we go, right here. Joe G, we suck so much. Yes, we do. So Penix apparently was named the starter today. Good to know. What's up, Loops? Yes, you are still my Malacca. Now there was some things I wanted to talk about today, but then I went on social media, okay, kind of like scrolling like I do, and I came across some stuff on what was it? Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, with some what do you call it? With some questionable things, okay? And what it is I see how alleged, I'm gonna have to say alleged because I don't know the full story. And if you notice, the title of this show is What's Going On and What is the Deal? Like, what is the deal? Like, what is going on? Because apparently, people from the Giants are talking to people, the content creators, because I know. Listen, and I'm just gonna come out and just say it right now, okay? I'm gonna say this for people in the Giants, right? That work for the Giants, that's part of the organization, from the janitor to John Mara. Please just hear me when I say this. I've been a fan since 1987, and I've been a diehard fan since Super Bowl 21. I've never liked another team since. I've never, the moment that they showed the replay of McConkey coming out, waving his flag, getting the fans hyped. That's when I started falling in love with the team. And then my dad talking about Lawrence Taylor, and then I see Phil Simms throwing the ball. And then you get to know the players, the Carl Banks, the Leonard Marshalls, the Dave Meggetts, the Ingrams, Joe Morris. You see yourself on the team, right? You see that's what represents who you are. That's what I saw in the Giants. Okay. And then of course 1990. You see Leonard Marshall, made the hit that heard around the world. And there's so much history in this historic football team. Okay. Look, it said it on Hard Knocks, 8 world championships. You can't deny that. It is what it is. But now we're suffering as a fan base, and to the organization. I always try and want to give positive content because it's easy to be a negative Nancy. It's easy to sit back and even critique a win, say, oh, well, we should have done this rather than that. But now there's nothing. And there's we're cheering for first downs. And when that happens, the actions of the fan base should be expected. Okay. Um, and you may say it's unfairly, but when a team is not when a team like the Giants, with the expectations that we have as fans, there should be that expectation that we were going to have the reaction that we're having. There should be no surprise. Now, I have a different stance, okay? Because I don't mind change. I don't mind change. I don't mind because I mean the thing about change, that's the one thing that's constant in life. Nothing stays the same. And we can all testify to that, right? Like, for example, I tell everybody every year Thanksgiving, hear me out. Thanksgiving, even though the same people may be at your house next year, the same people next year, but it's going to be a different feel, right? Because it's change. 365 days, there's change. Now, I have a different approach because of the constant change that the Giants front office has, since Reese. I mean, Reese was with the team over 20 years, worked his way up to GM. And then he got relieved of his duties. And then we had a new regime, Gettleman and Schumer. And then, of course, we know what happened with the downfall of that. And now we have Joe Shane and Dable. We are in year 3 of a 5-year contract. And I say this over and over again. Year 3 of a 5-year contract. John Mara has already admitted that we've destroyed Jones's career as much as we possibly can. He's taking accountability for that. And there has been reports, and I don't know what's going on out there. I'm going to be honest. I have no clue. Some people are saying that sources are saying that they're staying. Some people say the sources saying that they're not going to survive this year, or Shane might be good. Dable might be good. Look, in my honest opinion, I say we give them 2 years. Let them finish their contract and not be so quick to move on. I know that is not the take that a lot of Giant fans are having right now, and I get it. I understand it. It's just my opinion. Now, if a change were to happen, I am not, I won't be upset, right? Because it's understandable. You got to put wins in the win column, bottom line. All I'm saying is, I don't even know. I don't even know. To the Giants organization, there's we're in a time right now where we want immediate results. And maybe the time where, in the Bill Parcells days, results don't come as quick or grow as quick, or what am I saying here? Okay, so I'm looking here. Parcells' first 3 years, he was 3-12, 9-7, and 10-6, 14-2. That was our Super Bowl year. So his first 4 years, Parcells, as a head coach, he won the Super Bowl. Okay. And out of his first 4 years, he went, he had, 3 9+ win seasons, Bill Parcells. And I'm looking at, we're not going to talk about who came after Bill Parcells. But Reeves, for example, he had 4 years, 11-5, 9-7, 5-11, 6-10. Then you had Fossil, 10-5, 8-8, 7-9, 12-4, and his final year, 7-9. I'm sorry, no, his final year was 2002, 10-6. I messed up again. Fossil's final year after being 10-6 was 4-12. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and Brady Cohen said different era with Colts. That's with Parcells. That's very true. Let me bring before I bring TP on, and I'm going all over the place because TP, I'm going to bring you on real quick. Just give me 2 seconds. To the Giants organization, my opinion, it's just an opinion. First I want to say this. The actions of the fans should be expected because of the product that we see on the field. And the last 2 years plus since 2012. Let's be honest, since 2012 we've had 2 seasons where we had double-digit wins. And, of course, 2 playoff berths. That is unacceptable. Now, you could say we're spoiled. You could say whatever you want to say. But as fans, it's unacceptable. I'm just being complete 100% honest. However, my stance is allow Dable and Shane to finish their contract. And if they show you what you want to see, then deal with it then. Because unless there's somebody in the wing that you're hoping to to bring in. But my thing is stay the course. We're going to have more money in the salary cap next year. We're going to have a top draft pick. Now, will that top draft pick change us 90 degrees? I don't know. Or 180? I don't know. Don't know. But at least you can say we gave at least Coach Dable the opportunity. Now, for the Giant fans, and I'm just speaking to the fans. I know I don't have my opinion is not a popular opinion. It's not. I get that. But I'm just giving my 2 cents. And we have a long road ahead. And I'm like you. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm spending my money. I'm paying my PSLs are paid off, right? But they're not cheap. The tickets ain't cheap, and I'm paying for parking, and I live in Dallas. Make that make sense. So I understand the frustration. I do. And yes, they sent us an outstanding gift box for being the 100th, season of the Giants. But to have that type of season or have this type of season in such a way, it's just unacceptable around. And all I'm asking for the fan base, I know I'm probably going to get it because it's a hot take. It's just my 2 cents. And I'll just leave it at that. TP, I yield back my time.
Yo, yo.
What's up, man?
Well, let me say this, man. I see. You're having a hard time being finding the words to be positive in this rough time. Maybe I could be that voice of reason for you.
You're gonna be my Antoine.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. The thing is, as fans, man, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to be the voice of what this team represents. Now, I will say, there isn't really a particular way that I can tell people how to fan, but this is just now my 2 cents. I think there's two sides of the coin. I think fans are also responsible for showing and expressing their frustrations. I think that's what we're supposed to do, especially when we are the ones that are making this whole thing spin. Without the fans, there is no organization, there is no team. Let's not forget that. So if we are spending our hard earned money, our hard efforts into supporting this team, we have the right to have the expectation of a certain product on the field.
Hmm.
The product that is on the field this year is a complete slap in the face. That's one side to it. The other side is how we voice our frustrations. I'm a little disappointed with our fan base. I've seen our fan base do things like disrespect other players on other teams. We have videos of that going around. We have the videos of things that is being disrespectful to Daniel Jones and Jordan Love.
Oh, did I lose you? I might have lost you. Oh, I did. I did. Um, to kind of piggyback off of what I don't. I'm not gonna speak for TP. Okay, I think he's coming back. Hold on. I think that's okay. Yeah, I lost you. Go ahead.
My fault, man. I lost service. But yeah, and I just feel like
You
as
left
Giant
off
fans, man, we
fans
we
disrespecting Daniel Jones.
we we still shouldn't disrespect ourselves by acting. Yeah, so we seen how our fans have treated even Daniel Jones and his, I guess, downfall, you would say. So I just think, we also have a responsibility where, man, it's just all over the place, man, from the fans all the way to the top of the organization. Things are rough, man. Things are rough.
Now, I don't know if you caught this, and I gotta leave with allegedly, but apparently there's some communication going back and forth with some content creators with the Giants. Um, kind of I guess alleged. Um, there's talks of creators, uh, you know, asking for the dismissal of Shane and Dable, and the Giants don't like to hear that. Again, alleged. It's all speculative. I don't know what the full story is. Um, uh, I think that only thing I can say about that, when you, oh man, this is tough. Again, everybody has a right to tell their story. Everybody has a right to say their truth. And when the Giants, as a team, when we earn praise by winning games, making playoffs, by all means, you have to accept it. And sadly, it goes the same for the losses as well. Now, is that something that I'll be honest, as a content creator, as a podcaster, as someone who's a diehard fan of the New York Football Giants, I understand, and I'm not saying the other content creators don't get it, but I understand these are individuals, these are people that have families, and I wouldn't want anybody going to my job and saying, fire this guy. So I'm hard to press to say, let this person go. King Marley, I'll tell you what, if you want to come on, you can jump on my my podcast, go to YouTube, SneakyG Man, and more than welcome to come on. And I'm not saying, content creators are easy to say, fire this person. I'm not saying that. I'm just throwing it out there that when people are let go, these are real lives being impacted. And yes, I understand that they're in positions that are high pressure situations. I get that. And that if you don't win, you gotta do something else. You gotta move on. However, I am at the same time, I am that same type of person that if you're, given a contract, which is an agreement between you and another party, and there's X amount of years to that agreement, I think one side should honor. I think both sides should honor that contract. And if it gets towards the tail end of the deal, and one side is not happy the way that the other side is going, then they have an opportunity to move to go in a different direction. Again, that's just my thing. That's just my deal. Sorry for your loss, Chris. Daryl, what's your thoughts? Oh, and Loops, come back on, man.
Sneaky, I really don't have an answer for that.
I know.
I really don't. I'm just right now. I thought we was headed in the right direction at one point, and now it seems like we're all the way at the bottom.
Well, we are.
I mean, I'm talking about to where we're talking about being like where Detroit used to be,
right?
And it don't feel good,
right?
But I'm on along the lines of I almost agree with you. I think they ought to get their guy, and if it doesn't work out in the next 2 years, then get rid of him. But until then, I think we're going in the right direction from here. Because if you look at the their draft results since they've been there, 3 years now?
Mm-hmm.
They have shown good signs that they can draft good players. Out of all the players that they have drafted, Sneaky, would you say 70% of them are good?
You know what? If we were to sit back and look at all the draft picks, I could argue that I would say maybe more are
would
good.
You give him an A plus?
I would give him I wouldn't say A plus. That'd be a stretch. Now again, that's not going into Football Reference and looking, right? I would give him either a B plus or an A minus. Okay.
Okay.
Because it's easy to pick the Thibodeaus and the Neals and the Banks and the Malik. It's easy. It's easy to get those. But the Newbins, the McLeods, the Phillips, the Bentons, those are the one. Shit. I'll even say Hyatt. I mean, I know Hyatt hasn't blossomed into this receiver that we, expected him to be. But I still got faith in the guy. Teams are just prepping for him. They're just, they know when he's on the field, he's a threat. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, Hyatt, case in point. How many times have you seen Hyatt single covered? I mean, there's a lot of maybe there's quite.
He's always been doubled.
He's always been double coveraged, right? So I mean, and even I think Schmidt. I mean, of course. I mean, I think Schmidt was a great pickup, a solid center. I mean, like I said, it's easy to pick the first rounders, right? But not just the draft. I mean, the free agency. I give Shane his flowers for the free agencies. Now, I will say this about Dable, and this is why I feel the way I do about Brian Dable. And Jalen, I'll bring you into here in a sec. Is that Dable's been around the block a few times, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, still getting over a cough. And he's coached some quarterbacks. He knows what he's doing. And we saw and I'm gonna hang my hat on this progression from Josh Allen, from what he was then to what he is now. I think some credit needs to be given to Dable. And I believe that he is the guy. Okay. And what sticks out to me is that, Coach got the rings to back it up. All right. Was he an assistant? Yes, of course he was assistant coach. But he still had to put in the hours, the preparation, the game planning, how to attack certain defenses, and I just believe that we give Dable his guy, see what promise he'll have in these 2 years, and then we'll take it from there. Another thing I do want to say, let's just play the what if game for 1 second, Daryl. What if Saquon would have re-signed in 2022, right? And then they franchised Jones in 2023. And the season went 2023 the way that it went. Jones would have been gone. He would have been a free agent. But because Saquon said no multiple times, and I'm not putting the blame on the downfall of a franchise on Saquon. Let me go back and correct myself. I don't want people to mince my words together. But because he said no, the Giants pivoted and made a decision on getting behind Jones because they felt, and I did too, I'm not going to speak for you and other Giant fans, I felt that was just the floor. First year coach, first year GM. We got our quarterback. We don't, we're good. We're good in this aspect of it. Since we don't have our running, but since Barkley's playing hardball, we're going to go a different direction. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out.
I think I need the old Brian Dable back, the year one Brian Dable.
We all do.
Because from the last 2 years, he hasn't held this team to the same accountability that he did when he first came in. And you can see it because if you can take a look back from year 1 to year 3, He didn't have these many penalties in year one.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the offside penalties,
Right.
the illegal man downfield penalties. All these penalties wasn't taking place in year one.
Yeah, I mean the thing about penalties, the coach don't jump off sides.
Yeah,
You know, there's only so much. You know, I mean, okay, when you played football, right? I'm at high school, right?
Right.
We jump off sides. What happens? We get yelled at, right?
Well, we used to get taken out the game.
Well, right.
You
Well,
know.
I'm saying in practice. I'm saying practice.
Practice, okay.
We talking about practice, not the game. Not the game. Practice. We're talking about practice. Practice? We're talking about practice, man, not the game. Not the game. You know, we would do up downs.
Yeah,
Okay.
or bear claws.
And our coach, he loved them damn up downs. Now let me ask you this. You gonna tell a grown man making more money than me to do up downs?
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't
You
gonna
know what I'm
happen.
saying? Like, I mean, and I'm just being real. You know, you can't be like Denzel Washington. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You fumble the ball, you run a mile. Ain't no Dex ain't gonna run no damn mile. Come on now. He gonna step off the sideline, get himself some water, and then wait to get more reps. You know?
Yeah.
Again, I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming. Now let me I gotta read. I gotta bring Jalen in, and then damn it, Loops. I missed him again. After Jim, I'm gonna bring you in after I read Tanya's comment here. Tanya, I gotta tell you, I thank you so much for the support that you give. I think the people who are calling themselves fans and doing the antics they are doing, I cannot consider them true fans. Ooh, Tanya, damn. I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'm gonna address this right here. It comes to a point where I think some content creators, I'll tell you right now, are true fans, right? And then you have the true fans, you have the true, and I'll say Vibe, his group, Talking Giants, those guys, those are true fans. Okay. G Dub, TP, a lot, Dash, a lot of true Giant fans, and I can't list them all. We'll be here all night. I'll be doing a marathon, right? And if I'm doing a marathon, y'all people buying coins. I'm gonna say that right now. But then there are some that could be chasing clout, but then they could say the same thing about me, right? They can say the same thing about me. I'm a true fan, but I just can't be negative. I don't know why. I just can't. With the wins comes losses. Facts. I agree with you on there. We know this sport is a gamble. Hey, we get on the field, it's 50-50. TP, I see you. I got you. And sadly, this one didn't pay off. Yes, Shane fumbled, losing Saquon and McKinney. Oh, I didn't even mention McKinney. Yeah, thank you. And don't forget, we traded Leonard Marshall, who's balling this year. But his draft class this year was fantastic. Thank you. Phillips, standout year. Malik, Tracy, etc. That's right. He did draft. Yes, he did have a really good draft class. You guys who are out there giving us their all to a team that's 2-11, and that right there, Tanya, I'm gonna tell you right now, as long as the players play for coach, which I'm seeing it. We got Bowles throwing a touchdown pass to Lee. I mean, they're still competing. I'm sorry, I got too hyped right there. You got me hyped, Tanya. Let's take a look at before losing AT. Right. We had a fighting chance. The defense. Yeah. Mm, the defense. Okay. Um. Let me bring in Jalen
What's going
TP.
on, everybody?
Welcome back. And Sully.
Yo, yo, what's good, peoples?
We'll talk about your mock draft that you sent me.
What's up?
We'll try and squeeze that in later on today, right? Later on the show.
Yeah, I just want to I just want to preface that with that's the first time I've ever done a mock draft.
Oh, hey, yeah, all right. I mean, I looked at it, but I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna save this. I want to save this.
This shit.
But did you see the other video I sent you though?
Ooh, I might have, bro. Do you know how many people? I mean, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but someone sent me a video, and I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with the Giants.
Hey, do y'all all
Well,
believe
no,
that Coach
it
Dable?
don't have anything to do with the Giants, but seeing as how we're both avid Cowboy haters, that particular video I thought you might have got a chuckle at, especially with what I said about it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Gotta hit that
Do
team.
y'all all believe that Coach Dable and Joe Shane should get another shot next year?
Yeah, you know what? If you don't mind, Sneaky, I'll take the lead on this one. I
Oh, I already answered.
absolutely believe.
I think TP. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm assuming that was for y'all because I already answered my question.
Yeah.
He knows my answer.
I heard you. Yeah.
I agree.
I absolutely believe that they should get a chance to pick their guy because they came in straddled with a quarterback that we all know was not a starter. Granted, he may have had intentions, we may have had hopes for him to be that guy. And I'm gonna be one that I will die on this sword. I said it from when we drafted him that pick would set us back at least 7 years. So yes, I absolutely believe Dabo and Shane should get the opportunity to pick their guy. And like Daryl said earlier, if after picking their guy, we're still bottom of the barrel, because right now we are looking like the Browns and the Lions of old. You know what I'm saying? Where we can't buy a win if we paid the rest.
My
So
my
so
my
yeah,
issue with that train of thought is just like it's just surface level, but I don't think we're looking at the big picture because you say that, but my question to you would be then what is the excuse for them to look even worse with different quarterbacks? He's had more than one quarterback to work with.
right. But was it? And I hear what you're saying, but was it the guy that he wanted?
But why
And the
does a
answer
coach
to
have
that
to?
would be no.
Why
Because
does a coach have to?
if you go back, even with the hard knocks, Dabo wanted Jaden Daniels. Now, granted, Shane did not want to, and right out, in my opinion, rightfully so, he did not want to give up the capital that was necessary to move up to pick him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they did not have the opportunity to pick the quarterback they wanted. And you think most coaches and most GMs, when it's a regime change like that, they come in and they are able to pick their own quarterback. It's so if you're gonna
That's
have
not
a
true
clean
though. That's
slate
not
in the
true.
if you're hold on, let me finish. If you're gonna have a clean slate in the front office, let that front office pick their guy, not be straddled with scraps and leftovers from a previous regime, because then, in my opinion, you're eliminating a lot of the arguments of saying, well, they were stuck with such and so, such and such, and you get where I'm coming from?
So then
Now,
when you
yeah, not all coaches, not all regimes come in and are able to or want to pick their own quarterback because they may, in their mind, think that they have a serviceable quarterback. But we didn't have a serviceable quarterback, bro.
okay, but you're saying that they stuck with him, point blank, period. So and there's nothing that y'all can say to make me believe that when you have Daniel Jones at quarterback, that two games is the result of that. You really want a head coach and a GM that is going to say because Daniel Jones is our quarterback, we can't give you a better product than that? Like, good coaches are getting better results. They're not hiding behind the backs of and blaming all of these other people. He sat there, he blamed Coach Wink, he blamed the play calling with Kafka, he blamed Daniel Jones. Y'all are okay with that? I don't understand that.
Honestly, I'm with TP. Like, I don't think that Daboll deserves another shot because it's like, I know we've talked about this before, how after DJ got released, everyone was talking about how these last 7 games Daboll was going to be coaching for his job. And I don't know about y'all, but after witnessing what we witnessed, like, I think his job is, I would say, in jeopardy, but it's like, I'd say his job is in the crapper at this point because
He on the hot seat.
for
He's
sure.
looked horrible, man. He's
Like,
looked
bro,
horrible.
I mean, wait. Let's be real though. Let's be real. First off, I mean, injuries, it happens, right? How do you overcome injuries?
you can't.
Two,
Next
the situation with Jones. I think that did have like a mental distraction, if you will, to the team. Okay. And then, of course, like Tanya pointed out, when Thomas went down, so did the team. I mean, I didn't realize how much of an anchor he was until.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that if one player goes down, the whole team goes down?
Right, but at the same time, Thomas is one of the best arguably one of the best players on our team on offense.
Are we not watching the Lions right now?
I mean,
Aiden Hutchinson was one of the best defensive players in all of football. He went down. They still win.
They still look like a competent team.
Their whole defense is down. They have an IR list, injury list that looks out of this world. And
It's
they
like
are still
18
winning
players
games.
or something like that.
I'm telling y'all, man.
now,
I really encourage y'all to start looking at these better teams and looking at these good teams, man. There's a such thing as depth, and there's a such thing as being schematically prepared. We are far from both, and it's not just about who you have on the field.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, all right, but let's be fair though, and I'm sorry to cut you off, TP. I really do. I really am sorry. I mean, if we want to compare the Lions with the Giants, the situation that Shane came into with the Giants after Gettleman left. Let's not forget the last game, Gettleman was the lead in the front office. We didn't have a full 53-man roster because we couldn't pay it. We couldn't afford it. Why? Because he overspent the salary cap. Okay. So we had that restraint for the first 2 years into Joe Shane and Daboll's regime. Okay. This last year, even though we had minimal drafts, we had 6 drafts. We were able to sign free agents. Of course, we had to make some hard cuts, right? Barkley being one of them, McKinney. We made trades, Leonard Williams, because we were trying to get equity in the draft. I think with the Lions, and I don't follow the Lions. I don't. So I don't know at what degree or how they came up when the new GM came in. Because I remember they had that Matt Millen experience, right? Back in the day. So I don't know how they came out of that and then how they are today, right? But I believe we are now coming out of that Matt Millen. We have our own Matt Millen experience, and we're trying to come out of it now. And I'll leave with this. TP. Shane is aware of our depth problem. He was asked that question beginning of the season. And it's not only the depth problem in offensive line, but it's also DBs, right? But we can't have, I say that, but then Evan Neal been on the bench all year. We can't have 2 number 1 picks at the left tackle. You know what I'm saying? We can't. I mean, in a dream world, that'd be great. But at some point, our free agents got to step up. At some point, it's how we evaluate players. At some point, we got to come out of the slump that we've been in, and it's not just 2 years being removed from the playoffs, guys. We haven't, like I'm telling you, we haven't won double digits since 2016.
Yep.
And I mean, that's saying a lot to me. That speaks volumes.
Sneaky, I think you just tried your very best to defend him, and it just didn't land for me.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like at the end of the day, he still had ample time to make this roster better. In 2022, it is now in your hands, and you are now in a position to either get better or at least maintain. We have not only gotten worse, but we have gotten tremendously worse. That's nobody else's blame but the marriage that we have in our GM and head coach. We can't blame that on Gettleman. We can't blame that on anybody else.
All I'm saying is when Shane took over, he was brought into a situation that there was work that needed to be done. I don't know. Have you guys ever taken over a job where one, the person left their desk in a mess, and two, they got like piles of work. Now you gotta knock that out before you get to what you're actually paid to do. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it's frustrating to come into a situation, and I'm speaking from experience. Come to a situation where you got to clean up the mess and make it seamless. Now the only thing that Gettleman gift Shane was the first two first round picks in Shane's first draft. But I mean, you understand the yes, he had time, but we were also in financial hell. I mean, it's hard to do anything when you don't have the money to do something with. I mean, because we had the money, we would have if we could have got rid of Galladay, I know they would have gotten rid of him. I know they would have gotten rid of him. But we couldn't.
This reminds me of what I tell my son. I don't care if it's hard, and I put it in that terms, in that specific way, because I want him to understand that hard doesn't mean that you don't get the job done. It being difficult doesn't mean that it's an excuse for you not to give it your all. Joe Shane knew what he was getting himself into when he took the job.
Mm-hmm.
And we give him all the credit in the world when he took us to the playoffs in 2022.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
But then when you start getting big-headed, you start doing things, and you start making these decisions that didn't help us, they end up hurting us.
Yeah.
You also need to get the credit for that as well.
Yep.
I understand it just sounds real negative on my end, but my thing is, I just want to hold everybody accountable. I just feel like, we're just a nice fan base for some reason. It's like we just accept mediocrity, and I just don't want that for us. Like we are much better than that.
I push back a little. I don't want to say we accept mediocrity because I think we're tired of. Well, I am. I will never speak for the whole Giant fan base. But one thing though, I will say I'm thankful we're not a Bears fan because damn.
You just gotta be disrespectful. You just have to be disrespectful.
Say that because I see that dude just chilling, looking at his chops, want to get in. I had to throw a little dig at you.
Why I gotta get scared? These stray bullets.
So
why we gotta get stray bullets over here? We both suck.
Get over. You got more wins than us. I don't want to hear it. Shut
By one.
That's more wins.
Hey, that's still more.
I don't feel sorry for you.
My bad. Two. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
two.
right. Yeah, you guys got two wins.
Listen, I ain't got no pot to piss in. I'm like, we are the most dysfunctional organization that I've like. At this point, I'm laughing at how we're losing.
Oh, we are too.
It's laughable to be like, how are we losing like this?
Bro, when we had what was it, Tampa, where we lost 14-11? I'm sorry?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Nobody scored a touchdown, or it was 15.
It's so bad. I don't even know.
That doink was worse than our doink because it was hella low.
It didn't even hit the field goal post.
It got blocked by a 300-pound lineman.
But listen, speaking from somebody that we have lost 8 games now, 8 different ways. It doesn't make sense. Clearly, I'm glad we got rid of Flus, but clearly he wasn't the problem. The whole coaching staff needs to go away. The front office needs to go away. Ryan Poles, I for the life of me, I just can't seem to understand an organization that keeps drafting everything but what you need. Like, we don't need no more weapons. We don't need no more defensive rushes. We don't need no more defensive backs. Can we focus on the offensive line for once before I go meet Jesus? Can we just address that 1 year?
Wait.
Ding, 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 ding. Winner is we
sure?
need the offensive line.
Are you sure you
Ding,
ain't a Giants
ding,
fan?
ding.
You sound like a Giants fan right now.
No. We just have the same problems.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm like, just for once,
partially.
for once, I would like to see, and even now, even if we get the 9th or the 8th pick in the draft, me personally, as a Bears fan, I would like to see that pick traded away for more 2nd or 3rd round picks in that draft so we can stack the offensive line. Just get 2 or 3 within the first couple of rounds. That's all I'm asking. It's not rocket science at this point.
I will say this from the outside looking in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of funny because I've been waiting to actually talk to a Bears fan.
Hi.
That was a sigh of pain.
I know that sounded like us. Hi. Okay.
I'll tell you. This is the for me from the outside looking in. This is the major difference between the Giants and the Bears. My train of thought in the offseason when I found out that you guys were going to have a Zoom day, a doomsday, my fault. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. I'm not even going to lie to you. The fact that y'all are in the position that y'all are in still just doesn't make sense to me.
Makes no damn sense.
And that's just like us. If we go into this draft and we get a Shador or a Cam Ward, and let's say we go ahead and get a T. Higgins or whatever, and we still have the losing outcome, I will be highly pissed. And I will say I watched the game when y'all, I forgot who it was against, but when y'all in the game-winning drive, and the time is running out, and you have the
Detroit. Bro, when I wanted to listen, if it wasn't for the simple fact that I'm poor, every TV in my house would have got broke. Because there's no. This is how I see it. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but common sense is common sense. If you have a rookie quarterback, I put this on both Flus and on Caleb, right? But in my mind, as the head coach, if I see I got 34 seconds, he's getting a play in his ears and it's not clicking, I'm at least giving you 10 seconds. After 24 seconds, hey little dum-dum, come over here. We got to fix this because you literally wasted 30 seconds.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
That was
all you had to do. You could have ran the ball at least one more time, get a little bit closer, and just kick the field goal. But you over here trying to play hero ball for what?
Yeah.
That was reminiscent to Joe Judge.
It makes no sense.
I could only, I was like, what are they doing? I mean,
the fact that they let him come back to Chicago from Detroit is still baffling. He should have never made it back to Chicago.
I think you
should have let him walk back to Chicago.
I could see.
We'll ship your family to you.
I could see you yelling at the TV, timeout, time. What are we doing? What are we?
My
doing?
mother-in-law was telling me to stop yelling because her mom was in the couch on the living room. She goes, why is your son yelling? Listen, it didn't make sense.
Hey, do you
Like
have a
that-
YouTube channel?
Me?
Yes.
I have a podcast with some homies. Yes.
Okay. Well, I definitely wanna listen to that, man. And tune
Oh
in.
man, they're hilarious. And
I'll
I
shoot
was
it
on
to
their
you.
show one time. Yo,
Listen,
hey,
we
them
be
guys, they're a
having fun.
riot.
Yeah, please,
was
man.
swag.
Give me
She
that
say?
info.
Tanya
Okay.
said, since he's a Bears fan, does he feel like Williams is overrated, or a good O line will fix that for him? A good O line will fix every. What's your take
This
on
is
right
a two-part. This is a two-part answer for me.
now? Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't think Williams is overrated. Did I want him? No, I wanted Daniels over Williams. But that's also my preference. I also wanted to keep Fields. That's neither here nor there.
Fair enough.
Seeing him play up to now, yes, he is a good, talented quarterback. My two biggest issues with him when it comes to, and it could be a cause and effect of the offensive line. My two issues with him is, one, he's holding onto the ball while he's running around. Get rid of the ball. You're causing yourself to have way too many unnecessary sacks for no reason. That's number one. Then number two, this is my biggest issue with Caleb Williams.
What's that?
He sees 7 or 8 yards and he stops at the scrimmage line to throw the ball. It's 1st and 10. Get those 6 yards to second and third could be more manageable. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you scared of? You scared of getting hit? You play football. What you scared for?
At the professional level.
Don't play something else if you're scared of getting hit.
I will say when it comes to Caleb Williams, I agree with you 100%, but it's a little tricky because on one side it's like, yeah, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? On the other side, it's like, yo, you exactly who you are. Like, you exactly what we seen in college. Like, he done the same exact things. Now he's just translating it to the league. And so I think it's going to take for somebody to sit down with him, coach him up, and to understand, like, this is two different things, man. Like, some of the stuff that you did, we're not trying to take away from your ability, but there are just certain things that you did collegiately that you may not be able to get away with in the big league.
This is not the Pac-12 or whatever they want to call themselves now anymore. Like, again, these is jokers that is 250, 285 pounds that are running 4.4s, 4.5s they coming for you. And you out here just letting them knock you around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
You about to break Derek Carr's sack record if he doesn't start throwing this ball away.
Now, just curious. And it's not, I
I was
mean,
gonna say, ain't DJ sack record now?
it's not a big deal, but I'm curious. Is he still painting his nails?
I can give 2 flying flips. He can wear a dress for all I care.
I'm just curious. I mean, I'm just curious. It's just for some reason that popped in my mind.
I'm too frustrated to pay attention to this man's nail because I'm like, you think I'd be able to tell as long as he's holding the ball.
That's why I was going with that. That's what I was going with.
Like,
Or maybe his mom ain't in the stands for him to go cry to.
Oh, listen, like, this is the thing. Like,
you know, I'm okay with a guy crying.
That stuff,
crying
okay,
I'm okay
like,
with that. I mean,
this is my thing, and
I
I've
miss
said this.
my mom.
I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I've said it on my show with my guys because I share a show with 2 Packers fans and an Eagles fans. So
someone say Diddy.
It's a lot. But for me, that whole nails situation, crying to your mama, wearing toga, whatever. Listen, I can give 2 hells what you do outside that field. Outside of Soldier Field or whatever you do on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, that ain't got nothing to do. I need you to focus on Sunday. But as of right now, as of today, I need you to lose the next 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I need you to lose. And at this point, put him on the bench. Let him rest.
Keep him healthy. Shut him down.
Shut him. At this point, what are we playing for? Because it ain't pride, because that's gone. That left at Washington.
Right. What about dignity?
After we lost to Washington, the season was over.
So, okay, and I'm glad you brought that up because the whole situation with Detroit, and that was Thanksgiving weekend, right? No, that wasn't. Yep. That was Thanksgiving weekend, right?
That was Thanksgiving, unfortunately.
Okay. with that whole situation, and clarify some stuff with me.
Yeah.
Apparently, they went in the locker room, and the coach gave his speech, and then a player got loud with the coach. Is that what happened?
So Johnson, our cornerback, he basically let him know, like, hey, what you're doing ain't it. Eberflus finally got called out for his lack of management, like your time management, your adjustments after halftime. Like you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a head coach. And I think the players finally just got fed up and they're like, hey, what are we doing? We tired of losing. And even Caleb Williams said it last week. He's like, I've never been in a situation where like this is just a thing. Like I don't think people realize that losing is a culture that has to be changed. And if it's not changed, you're going to end up looking like the Browns for a long time, or Detroit. Clearly, Campbell went in there and started biting kneecaps. Maybe we need somebody to start biting some kneecaps or something. I don't know.
Facts.
Now,
But-
the reason why I'm saying that is because I think, in my opinion, that's the difference between what is that noise?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm still at work, y'all. I'm walking past the air compressors.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think that's the difference between, from what I could see, the Giants and the Bears, is that we're still competing. We are still competing on the field.
You talking about us?
Well, listen, hold on. Hear me out.
Like, we
Hear me out.
competing, but we're not doing nothing with it.
Well, hold on. Hear me out. Now, okay. And I know Baltimore. That's a different subject. Okay.
I was about to say they beat.
But when we played against the Saints, okay, we were competing to tie. When we played against the Cowboys, we still lost, right? We still lost. Yeah, Loops, you heard it. We still lost. And there's some games that, I mean, what is it? What are we, 1-7 when it's 8 points or less?
That's wild.
Probably.
So, I mean, we're just not finishing games. So the point I'm bringing up, even when we're not finishing games, we're still being competitive in those games. And the reason why I bring that up is the fact that we're still playing and still competing for coach. And I'm going to tell you, I know Gabe wants, he's tired of me saying this, but Dable is taking accountability for the lack of production on the field. He's saying that. It starts with coaching and it starts with me. He's taking accountability.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, am I lying? Am I lying?
100%.
How am I
That does
lying?
not sound like
Is he not taking accountability
No,
when he's taking those post game conferences?
What he is doing is he's giving a PR job to not make him to try.
So he's
his
being
best
political.
Yes, that's exactly what he's doing, and I can't believe we don't see through this. Like, he has literally blamed everybody that he could possibly blame.
So you don't think Gabe? You don't think he's the problem, Sneaky?
Abel? I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. What I think. I think at some point we need to hold players accountable. At some point. We need to say
you did. You cut Daniel Jones. You held him accountable.
But obviously he's not the problem.
He wasn't the solution.
That's what y'all are saying. Not you.
He wasn't the solution.
Right. No, I mean, Daniel Jones was far from the problem. And let's be fair, the reason why the Giants went the direction that they did was because of his injury clause. Even though Jones was like, "Hey, I don't need it. Y'all can keep it." But they felt
Sneaky, real quick. You just answered something to what I was just speaking to.
Okay.
That's not competing. Like, if your coach says Daniel Jones gives us the best chance to win, but then you also make the move that saves you financially because you think the injury clause is in effect, then guess what? You're choosing the business side of things rather than competing.
There was a point during the bye where Coach Dable went in front of everyone and he said, we're evaluating everything. And even though Daniel Jones is not the reasoning for the, at that time, what, 2-9, I think? Were we 2-9 or 2-10? At that time when we let Jones go. Well, anyway, 2 and whatever, right?
Does it matter?
It don't matter. It don't make it any better. I'll tell you that right now. But the bottom line is, okay, and I believe, this is what I believe.
All right.
You try to find a way to save him. I hear it.
Okay. This is what I believe. I believe that, and I'm just gonna come. I'll just say it. Shane put so much investment in Jones. Okay, that it wouldn't surprise me that if Shane and Dable had some backdoor conversation and was like, "Come on, man, I gotta make a move." He's killing.
Did they draft him?
No, they did not draft him. That was
they inherited him.
Gentlemen, yeah, they inherited him.
But they did re-sign him to a new deal, which caused Barkley to basically dip.
You said his name.
I did. I got over it. I'm over it. I'm so I'm over it now.
Hey, Giant, let me ask you a question, Sneaky. Let me ask you a serious question.
Okay.
Do you really think, honestly, they're going to keep their jobs with all these signs are flying over the stadium for the next 3 weeks, which would be going into 5 weeks by the time the season's over?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm John Mara,
I would have been fired their asses.
If I own the team,
I'm just being honest.
I'm gonna tell you right. If that team is mine, you know what? I'd keep them, and then the last game, give y'all a medium soda or fan appreciation day. I would be that asshole because if we look, there's two sides to everything. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be funny at the same time, but be serious. Look, we can't. I don't know. I want to say we can't let fans dictate our actions, but at the same time, we could stop buying merch. We could stop going to the stadium. We could sell all our teams, all our tickets to the away, the visiting team. We can make it more worse for the organization than we can. But I mean, at the same time, I'm like, I get it. When you lose, it sucks. Because
I feel in my heart right now that is at the end of the year, come the last game of the year, I don't even give them. They won't even make it home before they get a phone call saying that they are no longer needed.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Go ahead. The last game. So.
I do want to just put this on record because Daniel Jones' name was brought up.
Oh,
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till he gets his time and opportunity in Minnesota. Then y'all are gonna understand everything I said about that man.
I gotta rebuttal that because there's no way in hell that man is gonna see the field in Minnesota.
Oh, there's a way.
No.
Oh, there's definitely a way. Maybe not this year.
After this year.
Maybe not.
He's not gonna be there after this year, though.
That dude, I agree with you.
I do agree with you because I am the same. I feel the exact same way for Justin Fields. I pray that if he's in Pittsburgh or wherever he goes, I pray that Justin Fields has the most outstanding career that Chicago's front office just puts their whole foot in their mouth.
My question is this though. Why wouldn't Jones stay there after this year? Because they're not keeping Sam Darnold.
You tripping. They gonna sign that man, and they already have JJ McCartney as the replacement for Sam Darnold. So
why would do we not remember that JJ McCarthy is the one who won the starting job in the beginning of the season?
But he also tore his ACL. So they drafted him. So they're not gonna get rid of him. They're going to keep him for at least 3 to 4 years. So if Sam Darnold doesn't pan out, they still have the rookie quarterback that they drafted. They're not going to stick with Daniel Jones moving forward. He is just an emergency quarterback just in case something happens. He's the fourth on the depth chart right now.
The only
let me-
reason why
let
he's
me-
in front of JJ McCartney is because he's injured.
Let me throw this out there though. If it's a big if Jones starts, or no. Let me back. I'm sorry. If he starts, not starts. Jesus, I said it again. If he's active for any game, they get a pick. They did a compensatory shit. I can't even talk.
Compensatory?
A
Compensatory.
compensatory pick for Daniel Jones. So why wouldn't you activate him just to get that extra pick? But hold on. Tanya said Mara should have never came out and tell the team he wasn't making any changes next season.
Yeah, I think Merritt kind of screwed himself on that one.
Well, I don't want to say he screwed himself. I think you're right. I think he should have kind of kept that to himself because. So I hear that, but then I'm hearing like reports that Dable's not going to make it or Dable's coaching for his job this year, and
I mean,
You don't think he is?
bro? I'd say that he is because let's be honest here, Sneaky. It's like, dude, straight up, he's lost the locker room after all that mess with DJ. Like, it would take an act of God for Dayball for like those players to rally around Dayball again. They don't want to.
You honestly think
I'd
he's
have
not
to
going to get fired
disagree
at the
with
end
you,
of the
Jalen.
season?
yeah, I don't think he lost the locker room.
Yeah, I don't think he lost the locker room because for all intents and purposes, the squad is still coming out to play.
What
We
are
just
y'all
ain't
watching?
playing to the best of our potential because at this point, I think the entire team understands the assignment. Now that they got rid of Daniel Jones, we are playing for top pick to get us a quarterback.
Y'all
Yeah,
have
I
completely
honestly,
misjudged this whole thing.
I'm with TP on that.
Wait,
Y'all have
TP, what'd you
completely
say? I didn't
misjudged.
hear. What'd you say?
He said that y'all completely have misjudged this.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead, TP. Say what you got to say.
he has clearly lost the locker room. It is to the point to where at one point of the season, like they were trying to find ways on how to back this thing up and not spill it out to the media. Let's not forget Darius Slayton spazzing in the behind the scenes of a press conference. You hearing him throwing chairs. You hear Dexter Lawrence and Dexter Lawrence is not even a vocal type. Dexter
He's
Lawrence
not.
is getting in front of the mic saying how bad this is. Malik Neighbors, you think Malik Neighbors was playing when he said, "Yo, it is not
That's
Daniel
the
Jones.
quarterback.
He wasn't the issue."
But he
He's.
said
I
it's not the
mean,
quarterback.
that whole locker room at that point in time was frustrated, and they are not playing for him. What you are seeing right now, we have a preseason roster in there right now. You think these dudes are seriously injured to the point that where they seriously on IR? No, we're
Heck
tanking.
no.
The dudes that are in right now are dudes that are playing because they need to put some film together to be on a roster next year. That's what you're seeing, and nowhere near is it competitive. These dudes is just trying. At the end of the day,
They just
it's a
playing for a
job.
paycheck.
It's a job at the end of the day. You got second, third, fourth stringers playing in the game right now. And the reason why you see some type of intensity is because they need a roster spot next year. This team is cooked.
Facts.
So I just got a question, just to make sure that we're all on the same page.
What's up?
We think he's going to make it to next year or
Heck
not make
no.
it to next year?
Dayball's done after this year.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's
Because
making it
me
to next
personally,
year.
I don't think he makes it to the off season. Come week 18, Black
Like,
Monday,
what?
he gonna
Like-
be on the list on Black Monday.
Like, bro,
That's what I think
that
too.
the clock hits
I think
0
that too.
against Philly, like John Mayer gonna be like,
Because there's no way that he makes it past the end of the season. There's nothing you can say to convince me.
I
yeah,
think,
no,
And that's just
I'm
my
with you on that.
opinion.
yeah,
And it's no disrespect or nothing like that. I just, in my mind, if you only win 2 games and you've had since y'all's playoff win, I get it. Daniel Jones was hurt last year. I understand that. But even coming into this year, he's been mediocre. And then y'all ended up cutting him just because it just wasn't it. However you want to cut that pie.
yeah,
You cut the guy that you extend to a max contract and you still can't win a game. And you're going to tell me that his head coaching job is still secure? There's no way.
Thank you.
Ain't no way.
Thank you.
Ain't
Unless
no
John
way.
Mara is actually that stupid.
That's all I've been saying.
There's no way he keeps his job after the season's over.
Yeah, you're
Not
right.
that losing record, no.
It's not even a losing record. It's just y'all not even though y'all are showing up to compete. It's like it's just again. I ain't got a pot to piss in because again, my Bears is boo trash like a diaper. But
Now I will. Okay,
I'm just
The
saying
last
from
time-
the perspective, it looks like there's no way that he has a job after the season's over. Because if
The
it was
last
anybody
time-
else, they'd be gone.
The last time a New York Football Giants coach, was fired during season was
Joe Judge.
2017.
Well, I'm not gonna say during season. I'm gonna wait till the
wasn't Joe
season's
Judge,
over.
so it was-
Once the season is over, I feel like he's gone.
Right,
I'm not
right.
saying that he's getting
Okay.
fired in the middle of the season. I'm saying that after week 18 is over and it's it's sealed 2 wins for the season. You're telling me that following Monday he still has a job?
My opinion, no, he's gone.
We're talking about a business, not
I'm
take
with him.
out feelings. Let's talk about just straight up business. Business wise, is it
Right.
smart to keep him after the season is over?
No,
No,
It makes no
absolutely
sense.
not.
Because if
Not
it was
even
a
if-
regular job and you are underperforming each quarter of your job, you think your supervisor is going to keep you on, and you're underperforming?
Let's see.
Nope, you don't.
Okay,
No, we'll be gone.
pushback- I want to
But
throw this out.
isn't-
The only-
I
the
got
only
one quick
pushback I
question,
have-
Sneaky.
Well, the only pushback I have, right, is the fact that, Dable's job is the coach. Okay. And Clint, I'm gonna. Is that Clint's? Whose TV is loud? Someone's TV is. I hear it in my headset.
It ain't me.
Ain't me.
I'm gonna mute myself so I don't get in trouble.
Now I hear it in my headphones. That's why I'm like, I heard so. Anyway, Coach Dable's job is to coach the team, and I know Shane was trying to do what he could for us to, move up in the draft, but obviously the Commanders weren't going to trade with us, and the Patriots were fine where they were at. However, regardless, Dable had no choice but to put Jones out on the field. So I think the only pushback I would give is the fact that, or the viable argument that Dable would have is the fact that, hey, how about, I get an offensive coordinator, I hire an offensive coordinator, because we know Kafka's gone.
Yep.
After that, he's going to go on to something else. I'm assuming, and I'll do some delegation more so than calling the plays.
I have a question for you.
Or he keeps the play calling, and he makes the argument of, let me get the quarterback coming in, and let me cook. Let me do what I do. Let me take this new quarterback in the lab, and let's see where it takes us.
And
my question,
Sneaky.
Hold on.
Hey, Sully, real quick, because I don't want to lose this point. And help me understand. This is seriously a question. So it's
Okay.
not me trying to be sarcastic. Is that not saying that you believe that we are that we were a quarterback away? Because what I heard from you basically was that Coach Dable did not have his quarterback, which is why he should get another year so that he can get his quarterback. And so I am hearing that we're a quarterback away.
I'm not saying that we're a quarterback away, because we're not. I mean, that's just a given, right?
Not by a long shot.
But what I'm saying is, I believe that Dable had damaged goods, bottom line. And again, I'm just trying to think of an argument that Dable would have in order to at least survive another year, maybe 2. survive a year to finish or to to keep his job for the remainder of his contract.
I'm
And
gonna let Clinton because he been trying to talk for a minute, so I'm gonna let him talk before I get my rebuttal in.
We still haven't addressed the elephant in the room of Mara having his say in what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because aside from Daboll and Shane being straddled with Daniel Jones, it could have been a directive from Mara saying we're sticking with Daniel Jones. And
What year did y'all
Sneaky's
sign him?
point,
2023.
The extension, when was that?
2023.
March 4th, 2023.
right. And to Sneaky's point from earlier, you know what I'm saying? Mara probably stepped in and said that's who they wanted to run with, because if you think when we signed Drew Lock, it was said from the beginning that he was coming in to play a backup role to DJ, right?
Yeah.
That I don't think came from Shane. I think that came from Mara. So to Sneaky's point,
we have
hold on,
evidence.
let me finish, TP. Let me finish. So to Sneaky's point, right? With that bye week where they said, let's get together, let's evaluate everything. At that point, maybe they convinced Mara, okay, look, we understand that this is your guy, but look at this. This is from the time he was drafted till now, DJ really has not made a marketable improvement. We have to move on.
Okay, what I'm saying is that can't be it because we also have evidence on Hard Knocks that Joe Shane pushed for Daniel Jones. So again, we can't put it on anybody else.
Well, we know, but
I think I need to rewatch.
I could speculate. I could speculate why we pushed for Jones, right? Because, and again, it's all speculation. I think Shane was, I don't want to say tired of Saquon and the antics, That's why he didn't bother tagging him. Okay. And I think he knew that here we go. Here's Ant. I think he knew that
What's going on?
I think he knew deep down that Saquon was not coming back. Regardless. And I think the reason why he wanted to give, I guess, Jones the best support possible because they felt they beefed up the line, which at first it looked like they did.
Yeah.
And then they got him a weapon. And not only did we get him a weapon, we also have a good substitution for a running game in Turbo. And I mean,
why are we killing a coach that has had 2 bad years?
Run that again.
Why are we killing a coach that has had 2 bad years?
Because you're underselling it by even just calling it bad. We're the
How
worst in the league.
How am I underselling it? Because everybody was kissing his ass when we had a playoff run, right? But now he has 2 bad years in a row, and we're ready to dump him.
We don't know more.
We've been doing this for years. We've been doing this for years already. What has it solved? Nothing. We got to learn to hold on to somebody and make it happen. We can't keep firing guys after 3 years. We've been doing that for how many years now? What has it solved? We still have an ass team. We have an ass organization. It hasn't solved anything. So firing this coach, what does it do? Puts us right back to where we were the last 3 years. And then the 3 years before that. And then the 3 years before that. This is getting repetitive. Aren't you guys sick of that?
I've been doing this for 20 years with the Chicago Bears. So I get you. I promise you I understand you 1,000%. However, at what point does the coach get the heat? So again, if you were the organization right now, do you keep him at the end of the season for another year?
I would.
I say yes.
In my opinion, I would.
My thing is, I'm not the owner, and I'm not the general manager.
You know what I'm saying? If you were the GM or the owner, and it was your choice right now,
the choice was yours, would you?
Would you keep him for another year?
After what we've seen over the past 7-8 years, yeah, I'd give him another year. Absolutely.
Okay.
Hold on.
I agree with TP. I agree with TP that a quarterback isn't going to change the team. But I will tell you this. I have seen quarterbacks spark bad teams to where they're headed in the right direction. And I also am a firm believer, and you guys all know this, that you build with the offensive line first.
Oh, trust me, I wish I could have that.
I don't think our offensive line is that bad. I mean, they compared to what we've had, they're not that bad. Plus, they still got to put it together and gel and all that stuff. But with the way this season is gone, you ain't gelling nothing. I mean,
Right.
it's been ass move after ass move after ass move. It's clear that they are tanking, and at this point, I don't even know if they're tanking. We're just that bad.
We're just that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like.
So I want to give y'all a little quick history lesson. Okay. Just a quick history lesson. After Coach Coughlin, wasn't extended, if you will, we had McAdoo for less than 2 years.
Right.
Then we had Magnolia for the remaining of the season. We had Shermer for 2, Judge for 2, and now this is Dable's 3rd year. Now, we can argue because of the success that Dable had his first year, Coach of the Year, playoff win, blah blah blah. That's why he has this 3rd year. To Ant's point, you still there, Ant?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. To Ant's point, changing a coach every 2 years is, I've said this. Changing a coach, even the GM, right? Every 2 to 3 years, we can't treat this like an iPhone. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. I mean, it's not going to work.
You have to get the right guy.
We got to have. And like I said, I believe in Coach Dable. I do. I believe in him. I think he is the coach. I think at some point, we got to put the onus on the players, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's making the plays. I get it. The coach puts them in the position to win. That's true. But the players are the one that execute the plays. And at some point, we just got to, hold them to some sort of accountability.
I got a hot take for everybody. And okay. I don't think this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say they do fire Daboll at the end of the season, right? Everybody is saying that Kafka is gone. Who's to say that he doesn't fire Daboll and then make Kafka the head coach?
Oh, I didn't even think about
I'm telling you right now, I am tired of the position coaches. We need a head coach with head coach experience.
Yeah, how do you get head coach experience? You don't get head coach experience unless you're doing it.
No.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but those types of coaches are few and far between anymore.
Yeah, but again, if we're talking about the repetitiveness on the coaches that we have picked, then obviously our coach selection process is the bigger issue. I mean,
no, I agree with that.
And I'm looking at it from a standpoint of just comparison on how things are done in the league. I mean, everyone has the same pretty much window, So there's different cases where you may buy yourself an extra year, but for the most part, everyone is dealing with that same window. And so if you do not, in that allotted time that you get, if you do not show worthy, then that's just the name of the business. Right now, what we're seeing from Coach Dable, I want us to not even just look from we can't compare the past to now, but I want us to just look at the product that is actually on the field. Do y'all are okay with the coaching that's going on? Because it looks horrible.
Let me put a different spin on it real quick. So again, I understand what you're saying, but I love to play devil's advocate. So based on what you're saying, and again, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. If you take what you're saying is the other coaches and how they've done with these teams. My thing with this is when Daboll and Shane came to the Giants, we had next to nobody. These other teams that are getting these new coaches have some sort of little crew, guys that have played together a little bit. So it's kind of hard to say, well, let's just fire Daboll after 2 bad years when, a lot of these other coaches that have come up are now coaching on teams that, I mean, you look at D'Amico Ryans. That team was pretty much built. He added C.J. Stroud and brought in this guy and that guy. But I mean, again, he had something when he came there. Their defense was pretty decent. Their offensive line was decent. When Daboll came to the Giants, we were ass already. So
Well,
what I'm saying is,
let's not forget Houston Texans. They not only did they pick up Stroud, but they also had
Will
like
Anderson.
another. Yeah, I mean, like the following
back to back picks.
Yeah,
this is my only thing. You say 2 bad years, but it's like each year got worse. So again, let's say you keep him for another year, right? Let's say we go your route. We keep him for another year, and he repeats another 2 in 15. Then do you let him go, or do you let him keep trying to build something?
no, if he does another 2 and 15, in other words, if we're not climbing the ladder after this year, then yeah, absolutely, they have every right to let him go. I just want to say, let's just give the guy a chance. That's all I'm saying. And if
I am a firm believer of letting him fill out the contract.
My people are still saying though, like, they don't want to give him a chance. They don't want to do this. But again, the guy came into this. So even with Joe Shane, him and Joe Shane came onto a team where the money was bad. The players that were drafted prior to them getting there were worse than some of the stuff that Joe Shane has picked out already. Things were just bad. So you got to look at year 1 and year 2, especially under Joe Shane. He had to get rid of a lot of that bad stuff. Meaning the money and the bad contracts and this. Now, I do agree that them paying Daniel Jones, I've said this from day one, I think it had a lot more to do with John Mara than anybody else. And then knowing that we had nobody else, he kind of had to go with them. I do believe that they probably should have given a little more money to Barkley and kept him and then tagged DJ. That, I think, would have been the best move.
But
that's not
this
what
is
happened.
what bothers me with that, right? It's because I understand what you're saying. And I think it's because maybe I'm a word person that like every word means something to me. But when you say like we haven't given him a chance, that's the thing that triggers me. Because I feel like he's had a chance. And I would even understand if we were a 5 to 6 win team. We are at the absolute bottom. And to me, nothing can justify that. Nothing. And I'm looking at what is actually on the field, like the coaching that is being done game by game.
So
that is where I'm coming from. If
So
you
let me
even gave
ask
me
you this.
wiggle room,
Let me ask you this. So let's say we get rid of Daboll, right? Anybody and everybody can answer this question. Let's say we get rid of Daboll, right? And we bring in another coach, and that next coach has 2 really bad years, and they say, well, let's give him another chance, and he has another bad year. So what do we do? This all over again? Haven't we done it enough?
yeah, but you can't make moves based on the latter. You got to make moves based on you believing that y'all are gonna make the right decision.
So let me ask you then this: how many bad seasons can a coach have?
Because they wanted to?
Okay, hold on. Let me just interject real quick. Earlier, TP, you were talking about. Well, actually, let me read this post from Tanya because I had it up for a minute. She had a question. Can I ask everyone saying get rid of Shane? What is the reason for wanting him gone? Is it fumbling Saquon, McKinney, and re-signing DJ? Like I said, the man can draft even if you make him a scout.
Well,
I don't want Shane to go nowhere.
To answer a question, Shane, I think he's getting a lot more credit. It depends on who you're talking to. I will say that, but I think he gets a lot more credit than what he does deserve. Now, this past draft, okay, I'm not mad at it, but you can't just judge Shane off of one draft. You got to judge him off of every draft he had his hand in.
But wait a minute. Okay, so let's use that same scenario with the head coach. You just got done saying, a coach is going down, down, down. Well, the GM has gotten better and better and better. So now we're going to fire him, even though he had a really good draft this past year?
Well, his job is not only to draft good people. Sorry. His job is not just to draft good people, but you're supposed to create a marriage between yourself and the head coach to where you're drafting people that's going to fit whatever scheme that your coach is going to put out on the field. And so in that sense,
basically because the coach is doing a bad job, the GM can't do his job and fire the coach and say, listen, it didn't work out. I tried, blah, blah, blah. So we got to fire him too. That, to me, that don't make any sense.
No, what I'm saying is Shane has onus in it, but just in different areas. Now, there's a chance that Shane could buy himself some time, more time. But even with that is I don't know.
My opinion, I think Shane has the same hot seat as Ryan Poles.
I agree with that.
And they came in at the same time, actually.
I've said this on Facebook, and I got a lot of slack for it. Poles has, for me, in my opinion, this is after the season's over, he got 1 year. If he can't do this, because again, you brought in Eberflus, you drafted Caleb Williams, you brought in all these weapons for Caleb Williams, and still haven't addressed the elephant in the room. So again, Shane, one, you let Barkley go, you re-signed Daniel Jones, you did all these things, fine, but you did draft, cool, all that is great. But again, how is it translating on the field? If you're not able to have the players and the coaches to translate what you're envisioning, then at this point, it's no longer the player's fault. It's no longer the coach's fault. Now it's the GM, because you're hiring these people at the end of the day.
Okay, but he's hired one guy. How we?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying if you want to keep Dable for one more year, that's fine. Shane also, I feel like, has 1 year. I think something has to change this next year. Something has to change.
Okay, all right. And I want to make this point. I've been trying to make it for a few minutes. Of course, I read Tanya's post. Look, TP, you were talking earlier about a window, right? And how that window closes. Now, let's not forget when Russell Wilson first came to the league, was on the Seahawks. They went on their playoff run, Super Bowl run, back-to-back NFC championships. It could have been back-to-back Super Bowls, but they were short by a yard. And then, Brock Purdy got drafted, had success, went to the conference championship game, made it to the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I'm bringing up those two instances of quarterbacks and what they have in common is the fact that those quarterbacks were on their rookie deals to be successful. Now, in order to rebuild a team, with the CBA in place now, is the fact that I'm not saying that we're one quarterback away. However, I do believe that we could put ourselves in a better position, like the Commanders did this year, by getting a quarterback. I think the only improvement I want to say they made in the offensive line was they did get one of our guys. Okay. But I do believe that we do with Shane's experience and with the people that he has around him for the draft, we get that supporting cast that we need to be successful to have a major turnaround next year. And I know we're talking about what if we have a horrible season next year, but at the same time, on the flip side of it, which has happened in the NFL, what if we go from worst to first? Are we going to sign Dable to an extension? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that can happen. Yes, I'm the type of I'm the opposite of you. I always think my glass is half full. My glass is always half full.
And I drank the other half.
Exactly. So, to that extent, for us to have a true rebuild, right? And to your point, dude, by saying, something has to change, you're right. I think the quarterback play has to change. We're not going to make it with Locke or DeVito. It's or Bowles, right? That's not going to be it.
Right.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
So maybe I'm tripping, but is that not just saying like we're
quarterbacks?
What's up, TP?
No, I'm just saying maybe I'm missing something, and that's what I'm saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm listening to what you're saying, and it just sounds like there's going to be better out there, like if we have a different quarterback, and I just do not see that.
See, I understand what you're saying. I see this part of it too. Oh, God, I'm starting to sound freaking positive. It's killing me.
It's because of me. That's why.
Yeah, probably. I'm looking at it at this point. Let's say they bring in either Ward or Sanders, right? And then either one of those guys creates a spark. Then the next group of free agents, along with the next group of rookies, they see this. They're like, oh, okay, maybe, you know what? Maybe they got something here. Then they're going to want to start signing with the Giants. And then you're going to start bringing in other guys. And that's where I think Joe Shane comes in, because he has to make it work with the money. But that's what I mean. It's
Then we'll
like,
beat the Cowboys.
yeah, God willing. But let's don't worry about that right now. Let's just worry about getting a team on
I'm
the
just
field
trying to
that
get
is
under Luke's
competent.
skin. That's all.
Let's just get
I
on.
don't see a quarterback that is going to give us a spark light enough that is going to provide us with receivers who are not going to lead the league in drops. A spark that is going to give us a defensive secondary that is going to get us more than 2 picks of the season, or a defensive spark, or a spark that's going to help this defense, not have running backs have their way on us whenever they want to. Like, I just don't see that. I don't see it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it sounds to me like you want all this to happen this year.
No. I want us to take a step forward.
But that's what I'm saying. If you bring in that quarterback, it starts there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand the quarterback is a big part of it, and I get the start of something. But that's just like going into this offseason. You have to, okay, you get your quarterback, but it doesn't stop there. You also have
No,
to
right.
make some moves, to put that product on the field to help make that transition.
Absolutely.
But Sneaky, you mentioned Washington, and the thing about Washington that I don't think people necessarily consider is that Jaden Daniels isn't the only thing new from that team. They are in a complete new regime, complete new.
Right. Like owner and everything. No, I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, Jaden Daniels, he deserves. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jaden Daniels, but I mean, shout out to the coaching staff for putting Jaden Daniels in the best position for him to succeed. I mean, they were getting criticized earlier this year for having what, a collegiate looking offense is what they was what they were saying.
Whatever works.
But it works. Exactly.
Well,
So
no, what I'm saying is, and I saw it, when they pick up Daniels last year, I actually thought they were going to be this good next year. I didn't realize they were going to be this year ahead, right? So I think the point I'm trying to make, the dynamic of a player. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I think if Jaden Daniels is on our team, I truly believe that the 1-7 of close games, I think he would have closed that gap. Maybe it would be, I don't know, 5-2, maybe. I mean, wishful thinking. And just watching Daniels throughout the season and the plays that he's making on the run, I mean, I've been watching more. Well, I watch less Dallas Cowboy games because they're losing anyway. But I watch more of the Commanders because I want to see the impact of the quarterback, since that's what we're talking about. That's what the argument is. Are we a quarterback away? I don't think we are, but I do believe we have some pieces that can be in play. But yeah, we do need more DBs. We do need. I think we need to address Banks. I don't think he's a number one anymore. I think he's more of a solid number two as cornerback. So we need to find someone else, and then also we need bring another DB when we play nickel. We got to get Thibodeau. We got to get Thibodeau in the action more.
I'm sorry, he's a clown. I'm done with him.
I mean, I just think the fact that when you don't have the motivation for playing for anything, I think it shows. It shows. And once you get that spark back, once you realize, let's win our first game of the season next year, and we'll see a totally different team. I promise you that. I promise you that. And to this day, I think I got some flack because I just saw it before I came on the show. Someone called Thibodeau a bust. I strongly disagree. I strongly
I
disagree.
don't think he's a bust, but I don't think he's worth the draft pick we gave him.
I think obviously at the time, I mean he was, and I still believe in Thibodeau. I do. I think he can be that beast that we want him to be. And to be fair, in the lean years in the 80s and the 90s, I don't remember how LT played. I don't know if he showed that same that same type of play when we weren't doing so well. I can't recall that. I wish now I did. I wish I paid more attention.
Well, he was always getting hurt.
Towards the end of his career. But Sully, I want to talk about your draft because we got like 8 minutes left in the show. The mock draft that Sully put together, he sent to me. I appreciate you. I didn't know if you knew that I was gonna talk about this on the show, but
I didn't.
For the number 2 pick, we got Shador. Apparently, somebody picked up Cam before we did. So basically, this mock draft has us as number 2. Okay. So we got Shador. Then we got a Josh with Corneli Jr.
Let me look at what I picked because
Hey, while you looking for that, just by that first pick, I will say, man, I was looking at the Raiders the other night, and as much as I hate to admit it, I don't think that they're gonna move away from that first spot, man.
Oh, I don't either.
They are trash.
Wait, so
No, they're
do you
not.
have the number 2 now, or is it still the Raiders?
I think they'll beat the Raiders, though. I think the Raiders will beat Jacksonville.
I hope so. I mean, I really do. But trust me, I
Nope, they're
want
gonna
that.
tank.
Yeah, but they look bad, man.
Yeah, I
look
know they
bad.
tanking, but
And
hell,
I
they
know that-
almost beat Atlanta yesterday.
I know there's that theory that if we were to get Cam, his offensive coordinators coming with them.
I don't have, and then see, we shouldn't have a bad opinion on that because if his offensive coordinator came with him, then he knows the kid. He'll put him in the right positions to succeed.
My
If you
question is,
give him a different offensive coordinator that doesn't know him, we're not going to get the same results that we're looking for.
Yeah, but
Right.
if you think about it, though, that's every quarterback that ever comes into the league. I mean, not every college kid can bring his offensive coordinator with him.
Well,
my only
but
question is,
if we have the opportunity to take his offensive coordinator along with them, we should do it.
right? But if we take Ward's offensive coordinator from Miami, whose offense is the coordinator going to? I mean, is it going to be his offense, or is it going to be Dable's?
Whatever.
I mean,
head coaches.
Whatever.
And we really got to be honest here. Is Dabo really going to be here at the end of the year?
I think he is.
I think so too. I think so too.
A chef can't cook unless he's got the right ingredients.
We need the right groceries.
Lou.
Ollie, did you pull up you got the draft?
What's up, Daryl?
Yeah, I'm cooking with Larry seasoning.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I think a
Luke,
great
you've
chef.
been mad
I
quiet
think a great
tonight.
chef
Everything
can make
okay?
a meal out of anything, man. Just a
You
great
guys don't
chef's
let me
a
say
prison.
nothing, dog. I'm just here chilling.
Okay.
Sully, are you there? Oh, did I lose Sully?
Hey, Sneaky, I do want to say
No, I'm
this
here.
too.
Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, TP?
I've changed my mind about this whole idea about tanking. Like, I no longer want to play to win for the rest of the season.
Okay.
You know how before I was saying, hey, we should go out there, win every game, and blah blah blah. No, no, let's lose. Actually,
Uh,
if we win, I'm gonna be highly upset.
You're doing a great job.
TP, no offense, but you
TP?
just now gave up on the idea of winning.
TP has finally come to the dark side.
Well,
I've been on the dark side since we lost to the Panthers.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I wasn't there yet around that time.
Nah, I got you.
But I'm there. Yes, I am there now. Like,
it doesn't matter how you got here; it's that you're here.
That's
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there.
Oh, Sneaky's still saying. Sneaky's
Dog,
still saying
Sneaky,
17
we are
and 0 next year.
2-12, bro. How can you not be at the dark side yet?
Sully, what we'll do? We'll go over your draft on Thursday. I think we'll have a show.
All right.
Hey, Sneaky, real quick. What's going to be our record next year? Say it.
What, me?
Yeah.
That's me? Oh, 17 and 0.
See?
Shit. We're going. I ain't putting no money on it. I ain't putting no money on that.
To start next
I
season,
sure
we're
as
gonna be
hell ain't putting no money on it.
Yo, the
sure as hell ain't putting
disgusting
no money
things I would do to be 17 and 0.
Oh my God.
Hey,
I don't
We got wait. We got 2 livers, right? No, that's kidneys. I'll sell a kidney.
I'll go to a Diddy party.
Whoa, pause.
Hey, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
My fault. Was I
TP,
too
you
real?
doing
My
too
fault.
much, bro.
My fault. I was too real. My fault.
We have officially found a true Giants fan.
I'm talking about selling my body part on the black market, and he's
talking about selling his
talking
booty part.
You talking about selling your body to a dick? No, let me stop.
These 17 and 0.
Well,
yo,
$20. $20.
I think that's a good way. Jalen, let me hear one time, brother. Yeah, it's time to
go.
Yeah, we gonna end on that.
All right, let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, Daryl. Let me hear it, man.
He's sleeping.
Daryl?
Nah, he got his mic muted.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't asleep.
Okay. All right.
Let's
Either
go
you're sleeping
Giants.
or shitting, one of the two.
You boys have a great week, and if I don't see y'all Thursday, or if y'all don't have a if you don't have a show Thursday, I'll see you next Tuesday.
All right, brother.
Let me hear it, man.
Let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you. Sully, let me hear it, fam.
Let's go Giants. Ow.
Appreciate you. TP. Yo.
Don't forget to subscribe. Oh, my fault.
Oh no, I was going to. No, I I don't mind going back and forth. It's always a pleasure having you on. Let me hear it one time, man.
Thank you, man. Don't forget to subscribe to TP Way the Giant. Let's go Giants. Ow.
Appreciate you, fam. And hey, like you said, it don't matter when you come on. You're here now.
That's right.
I'm glad you came on, brother. It's always
How about them Yankees, baby? Let's go.
Right? And let me hear it one time.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Keep doing your thing. Let's go Giants. Ow!
Appreciate you, fam. Love you too. Have a good night. Oh, guys. Great show. Look, we're a family. We win together, we lose together. And Tanya, you bring up a good point. TBA, to be announced, or TBD, to be determined. Why not? We'll have some chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Yeah, that's all I got. Great show. Casey, where next time we got you. Mike, we'll talk later. I'm cutting it out. I'm going to bed, bro. Like I said, great show. I want to thank everybody. Loops, it was good to see you. Sully, Ant, Daryl, TP, Jaden, Jalen, Jesus. At least I'm consistent. Yeah. Yeah. We got Atlanta, and we're in Atlanta. Yeah. Let's go, Giants. Ow!
Is this thing on?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. SneakyG.
Yeah. Lyrical assassin.
Let's go, Giants.